in Singapore.
This is absolutely getting ridiculous. Orders from higher-ups to arrest you. The man did nothing wrong. The man made a clear and rightful statement, since he's a Sikh. No halal here. I'm sure there are plenty of Sikh folk who are worried about consuming halal. I'm sure, and I know for damn sure, that Christians are worried about the consumption of halal. Since my auntie, one of my aunties that is, has had a ceremonial wedding, marriage, union with a Muslim of our same tribe, except, they're called by a different name because their culture has strayed a little bit from ours, from our traditional culture, that is, with the introduction of Islam, when peace be upon him, Muhammad's disciples were sent by him to our shores. We have the first mosque in Africa. Islam entered my nation right after Medina. It's a second entry point, not Yemen, not Jordan, not Misr, Egypt, not Somalia, not Syria. None of these places. Islam made its way into my nation. And we have a period known to as the Dark Ages, which I am very grateful to have learnt about when I went back home. I tried to write one article. I wrote it 3 times in total, all on Byzantine art. I tried to slant it in a way that was a bit more damning towards the West, as opposed to, let me just say it out loud, Islamists. We don't have Islamists in my nation, but we remain very sensitive to these things. And I interviewed countless numbers of people. I interviewed the Minister of Sports and Culture. I interviewed a bunch of anthropologists that work in his department in the Museum of Massawa, where the first mosque is on African soil. I interviewed a bunch of anthropologists, even the ones that go deep diving, quite literally, to go and check out what's going on with the coral reefs and these things. And I learnt so much. I went to the, I forget the name of them. I don't have my phone with all my phone numbers, but I interviewed a bunch of people. Museums. I went to the big National Museum, and I was sent to another museum that's run by Orthodox monks. And I saw a bunch of books all about how the Syrian monks first made their way, how our first Abuna was sent by Misr, Egypt, from all the way in Syria. And I connected the dots between that and the fact that there was one single Syrian Orthodox church from India celebrating the fact that the Syrians had brought Christianity, Orthodox Christianity, along. I have ancestors from all over the Middle East and parts of Africa. I'm literally 49% sub-Saharan African and 59% from MENA. None of my DNA says I'm from Eritrea or Ethiopia or Somalia or Sudan. It says I'm from Egypt. It says I'm from Yemen. I'm from Syria. I'm from Israel. I'm from Algeria. Western Sahara. Oman. I don't know if I've got any DNA from the Gulf states, but I'll find out at some point. So basically, to make a long story short, my auntie, who's married to a Jabarta, which is what we call them. And I sat down and I spoke with my uncle-in-law about these things. I asked them why the Gibraltar, despite being from our tribe, differ from us. He said, well, when the Turks came, they were first to colonise us in 1547 or something like that. And they still celebrate these facts, because when you go to Turkey, you have restaurants called Al-Habish. When it says Al-Habish, that means they mix with our blood. So you go in there and be like, oh, yo, me, Al-Habish, you Al-Habish, Nasser. A lot of them ended up in Izmir. And when slavery was abolished, they gave them land in Turkey. But anyway, Pushkin as well, he's one of ours. Taken by the Turks and then handed over to the Russians. But anyway, let me just carry on.